I'm not really sure. I haven't spoken to Coach on it, but I'm excited to get out there. I'm sure there'll be some jitters and some rust, but it'd be good to get out there with the guys.
Even for the veterans, can you talk about how important that third game is?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of live action, if you will. You know, we've been at practice, and everything gets a little faster, a little quicker, and I hope I don't get hit, but it's always good to knock that rust off too at some point.
Ben, I know you guys aren't really changing the offense dramatically or anything like that, but is there something to be gained this year from the fact that there's really no book on Randy as a coordinator?
I guess I never looked at it that way. Potentially, you know, I think, like you said, the offense is going to stay pretty much the same, and so.
The guys have tendencies and stuff like that. But
yeah, but none of us really know what it is yet, so it's all a mystery to all of us, I guess.
Ben, we didn't get to talk to you since back in Latrobe. Was it more scary than anything when you went down?
Yeah, I mean, you don't expect to get hit, and then to get hit from the blind side. You know, Gil just happened to be pushing the guy around and caught me just right. So, yeah, it was kind of knocked the wind out of me a little bit too.
When did you know you would, be okay?
Oh, I mean, pretty quick. I mean, I think the scary thing is the verbiage, right? Concussion protocol, and I think what a lot of people don't realize, and players included, is that doesn't mean you have a concussion. It means you go into a protocol system to get tested for a concussion. And so right away, no symptoms. Took the test when I got back to the facility, and then again when we got back here, and everything came back perfect. So I think everyone, because of the reporting and just the lack of knowledge, assumed I had a concussion, but I never did. So that was a good thing.
It's kind of a reminder, too, that even in preseason, you joked about getting hit, but I mean, even in preseason, you want to walk the line between shaking off the rust and putting yourself in a position to maybe get injured.
For sure. I think hopefully the hardest hit I take all year is from Gilbert, and we can laugh about it at the end of the year.
And it's a perfect scenario, like maybe what happened in New Orleans 2 years ago when you went in. I think you ran 2 or 3 drives, put together 2 or 3 touchdowns, and out you came when you're done.
Well, yeah, obviously that'd be ideal. Just to get out there. I think usually the amount of plays determines how we do series-wise. You know, are you going 3 and out? Are you sustaining drives? Things like that. So obviously this is the first time we all will be together on the field at the same time. So it'd be nice to put together a couple drives and then find a way to finish them off and stay healthy.
Do you like where you are as far as how much work you've gotten, how much throwing you've done? And
for sure.
You've taken?
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of had this formula for the last couple of years of full day, half day, off day, and I feel healthy. My arm feels good, and so now it's just a matter of transitioning that to the game field.
Mike said you had an awesome camp. You know, what example do you try to set near the year as you start in the first 3 or 4 weeks?
I always, how do I feel? You know, whether that's my arm, my shoulder, my elbow, knees, ankles, just general feeling of my body, and I think it felt great. My arm feels stronger than it ever has. So I think that's always the big key after practice. How many times am I putting ice on my body? I think it was 1 time this year at camp, so that's a good sign.
Is that a result of your off-season training?
Has to be, yeah.
What was your reaction to Jalen Ramsey's comments? I don't know if you saw what he said. Talked about a lot of quarterbacks in a magazine article, said that you were decent at best and hinted that you were overrated, things like that.
Oh, that's, you know, it's the awesome thing about this country we live in. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I think he's a fantastic football player, and I think we play him at some point, and you know, they got the best of us last year, so I guess he has the right to say whatever he wants.
How have you seen Jesse grow in his 3 years here at the tight end?
A lot. You know, I mean, the tight end position is an important one on this team, always has been. I always tell the young guys that that's probably the group on the field that has to know second most of the quarterback. You know, they have to know the passing game, the running game, and sometimes even more than the quarterback. And so he has grown in knowledge of the game, knowledge of the offense, and then just an understanding of what to do and what I hope and expect him to do.
Ben, Juju's had some really good moments in the red zone. Have you seen him sort of accelerate his game down in that position of the field this year?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. It's early to tell too much, but he was one of the guys I said was going to have to take a big step because, you know, he burst on the scene last year as a young rookie that people didn't know anything about, and it's easier as a rookie to surprise people and to have great years. And so the key for him is going to be how can he bounce back and not just put together a good year like last year, but be better. And you know, it starts with work, and he puts a lot of work and effort and time in. So I'm looking forward to kind of what he can do this year.
Do you guys feel it ramp up a little bit, knowing that this is you know, you can get everybody out there, the starters, for a change in preseason?
We're just looking forward to another opportunity to play. You know, we're grateful for the opportunity, and yeah, we've been preparing hard, and this will be a good week for us.
How much did your performance last week mean to you? What do you think you showed?
I just try to go out there and play hard. What we've been preaching is short-term memory. Anything good happens, you know, enjoy it for a quick second, but we still got work to do. Anything negative happens, enjoy it. I mean, not enjoy it, but you know, correct it and get back, keep it right in the middle. So I just tried to run hard last game, and but it's a new week, so not really thinking about last week.
You broke tackles. Do you feel stronger, James?
That's my running style. I feel like I've been breaking tackles for a while. So.
What about in the passing game as far as being able to get out, especially being split wide, making plays in open space? How do you feel about that?
I feel like I'm capable. Looking forward to more opportunities to show, you know, that I can make plays in the passing game and in open space. But just got to take advantage of the opportunity when it comes.
Good work day today. Simulates what is a normal in-season Wednesday in a lot of ways in terms of how we give information and walk through and practice, and even post-practice with some of our reviews and things that we do. Just taking them through what simulates a normal game week. In a lot of ways, obviously it's not a normal game week. We're still working to get from 90 to 53, and evaluations of performance and where guys are stacking up is still very much a part of the process. So we'll continue to do that. Tomorrow will be like an in-season Thursday. I'll be happy to address any questions you might have.
Mike, a couple of your DBs spoke today and said they're still, in their minds, they haven't been able to wrap their minds around the new helmet rule. What can the team or league do to facilitate that process?
You know, I think we're all learning each and every week, every time a game is played, whether or not it's our game or another person's game. The gathering of information, the league office is doing a nice job of sending instructional videos out to further educate us. It's a process. I'm not ringing the alarm bell. I don't think our players are ringing the alarm bell. We're just simply working to play within the rules and gathering information as is given.
Did you think the sensible call was?
Don't get into that with me, please.
Okay.
Anything else?
Mike, how do you evaluate kick and punt returns when there's limited opportunities here and in the game? How does that work?
It's just that. There's limited opportunity. There's scarcity, so there's urgency there. But it's been done before by many people over time in this city and on this team and others. I talked to a lot of those young guys about a guy named Stephon Logan, who I committed a half a play to in D.C. in a preseason game, and he returned every kick beyond the 50-yard line and ran his way onto our football team. The next week, he earned another opportunity. He ran a punt back, the first punt of the game. So the opportunities are scarce, but it's been done. I can cite example after example, and they'll be given a similar opportunity.
Mike, with your experience in the competition committee in the past, what is a reasonable adjustment period for new rules like this?
I'm not getting into reasonable. This is new and different, and we focused on acclimating ourselves to it and giving information that's going to help that acclimation process.
Mike, have you made a decision on playing time for Saturday?
I have not yet, no.
What's the plan for FE as far as just practice reps this week?
Again, I haven't made any plans in that regard. I just focused on a simulated Wednesday here today.
As you've gone the past few years with Ben not playing usually until the third game, how do you go about making sure he gets enough work in the time leading up to
It's a cumulative body of work that he's acquired over, you know, a long number of years here that aids in that process. He just, quite frankly, doesn't require as many reps to be ready to play as a younger, less experienced player.